What up, guys? Hope you're all good. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be showing you how to avoid a fake out. What is actually a fake out? A fake out is when price potentially closes below a certain support or resistance, but then actually closes back in the zone and fakes a lot of people out, which can be really, really frustrating sometimes. But there's going to be a couple of red flags I'm going to show you today on things that you may have to wait for if you want that extra confirmation, and the benefits and drawdowns of getting in too early compared to getting in a bit later on and maybe getting the same move on both aspects. One could be faking out, taking a lot more drawdown, and one can be pretty clean with zero drawdown. So I'm going to go through that over here. It's going to be based on the GJ on Friday, which just happened. If you want to watch this live and what I talked about, make sure to go and watch that. It was really, really informative. But yeah, I'm just going to go through this. So I'm recapping it over here on TradingView. So the first thing you can see over here is a range. We actually took buys above over here, which were nice. On the support level, but you can kind of see that there's a support at this level, which is 157,170. Let's just get rid of myself over here. Put myself in the corner somewhere. 1 second, if I can. I cannot. There we go. Okay, wicked. I'll put myself there. So yeah, you can see that this is the kind of support level it was holding. Support, pretty plain and simple. Price is reacting off certain level. In a zone. Also, there's resistance here, 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 and here. So you can kind of see that this is the zone we are in. People can trade the zone. We actually did trade the zone on the Friday morning. But yeah, so we took buys over here. You'll see that candle in a second. But yeah, so let's just play a couple of candles over here showing you what actually happened at the start. So but you can see we are in this range at the moment. Take a look on the 30-minute as well. You can see that is the clear support level on the 30. On the 15, there is a little bit of a support there, which is a bit annoying. So that's something interesting to think about whilst we potentially may be looking at trades later on. So let's just play these candles over here. We'll try and get it a bit quicker over here. There we go. Okay. So price is coming up over here. We actually take buys and worked pretty nicely. Let me just skip this a bit. Okay. So now we're starting to get some rejection candles. This doesn't mean sell straight away. We're still in the zone. It's just trading in the zone. But the first kind of confluences are, oh, wow, we are starting to get a little bit of some sells coming in over here. Take a look on the hourly time frame. You can see the hourly is coming down at this certain level. Now, the time when this was happening, let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame over here. If we start loading up in a second, TradingView can be quite slow sometimes, but we'll see. We'll see. Come on. There we go. Okay, so now price on this 15-minute candle at 8:30 is starting to push down. And people on the stream, if you take a look, were potentially interested if this candle closed over here and exceeded the low to continue down. Now, for me, this is a one thing where you can have a potential good move in this area, but there's a couple of things you got to wait for. So the main thing that I'm going to talk about today is waiting for the top wick. So you can see over here the 30 minutes coming down at this level, at this point over here, but it hasn't closed below. Okay, so the first thing is the 30-minute has not closed below, which means it's probably best to wait for the 30-minute to close below to give you that extra confirmation. Same with the hourly time frame. The hourly hasn't closed below. So there are two things that could be against you if you're looking for sales. But however, on the 50-minute, if it closes like this, it's looking pretty good to continue down. And I saw a couple of people potentially getting in with this closure. So we'll skip a little bit more over here. See if we get the next candle. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so this is when the fake out took place. So the 15-minute time frame closed below. You can see it kind of closed right on that 50-minute support here as well. Because what you can see here is that the 50-minute support was there, the resistance was here. This is a key level, and people potentially were taking sells on this low. So I know some people in the stream took this sell. Okay, based it off this time frame. Let me just move my picture over here. Took a short and stop loss above. Okay, to continue down, we look left. Where was the next support if price brings down? We've got a little minor one there at 155,899, and then we have the main key one at 787 level. Okay, now this happened in the first 1 or 2 minutes of this candle. It exceeded the low of the previous. We know if we're in a bearish market, exceeding the lows of previous that gives more confirmation and a good probability to continue down. However, it was the start of the candle. Okay, this is the 8:45 candle. So one of the reasons I said on stream I was going to be leaving this probably is because if you're looking at an 8:45 candle, so what I mean by that is the 50-minute candle before the hourly close. This candle can be quite aggressive sometimes, and can also be giving you so much more confidence when it closes. Because when this 50-minute candle closes, the hourly is closing, the 30 minutes closing, and then we'll see on the 30-minute and the hourly if it does close below. So I said on stream, you know what, I'm gonna leave this over here. Hasn't made much of a top wick. And if you did get the top wick at the start over here, so something like this, and then the drive down exceeding the low, that may have been a better-ish thing to avoid a fake out. But the main thing for me over here is that if it's 8:45 and it's quite close to certain levels, on also the 30-minute and the hourly is not with you because the hourly hasn't closed. So what I'm wanting here is, the hourly to close here below this little minor support there to then continue and drive down. So there's two higher time frames that are not with me at the time. And the 15-minute was obviously the weakest one out of them all. So I was a bit cautious with that. And also because it's so close to the hourly. So all I got to do is, you know what, I'm going to wait for this hourly to close because potentially if this 30-minute doesn't close below, then you're going to get faked out pretty hard and it's going to be quite a shame. So people got into this trade over here and let's see what happens. So price came up. So a little bit of drawdown there. And then there we go. We got the 9 o'clock closure. Let's take a look at the ouch. Sorry, 1 second. Why does it keep on doing that? I don't know why it keeps on changing things, but yeah. So the 15-minute closed back above. So that was the fake out. It reacted on the support, and I don't know why the 30-minute is moving over here, but the 30-minute here, can you see on this candle there? Didn't close below. It closed right on support, and it didn't close below these levels. However, this doesn't mean the trade is still wrong. As you can see here, it does work out. But I'm going to show you why. I don't know why it keeps on doing that over here. But anyway, so the 50-minute is like this, okay? Close back above, not the best. And people are like, oh man, god damn it. But you can still see over here that the 30 minutes here, forget about this one, the 30 minutes still closed bearish, rejecting the highs, which is looking nice. And obviously the hourly did close still bearish, okay, rejecting the highs as well. So what have you got to think now to potentially take a trade? Well, now you've got your actual key level of support over here. What do you have to wait for? All you have to wait for is a closure below, okay? If price wants to continue back in the range, like this, or sorry, like this, then that's fine. I haven't got faked out yet because I knew that this was too close to the hourly and I'm going to wait for this hourly close. However, what price can also do now is price maybe having a pullback for the hourly. The hourly has to make the top wick. I know here it just ran off and for some reason it hasn't actually marked on the same as a 15. But at the time at this 15 that I showed there, it was doing this, wasn't it? It was making the hourly top wick. We know most hourlies in the first 15 minutes or so will make the nice top wick, especially in a good momentum moves. That is normally what happens. So when you go back to the 15, this is all it's doing. It's making the top wick the hourly. But this doesn't mean just take a sell straight away. You got to wait for that candle closure. So let me just skip this a bit more. I actually don't like this replay on here. I use SUF4FX for backtested, but this is new to me and it's pretty ass. But yeah, 15-minute now. Look, the 15-minute has closed below or is closing below. I think it has closed below. Yeah. So the 15 minutes closed below now. So let's get rid of this for people who are getting faked out. So if people did get into this trade, they would have had a 20 pip stop. So it's quite a big stop. I mean, the zone is 30 pips, so it's still reasonable. Maybe if it exceeded that high here, you may also close off maybe the full position of 50% because it isn't looking too good now. But the 50-minute now is closed below. So all of my members in the Telegram, like Max, this is looking good now. I go, yep, this is looking amazing. You've got the top wick of the hourly now. The 50 minutes closed below. Now, this opportunity now is looking a lot better because now you've got the closure below. You've got the next hourly that's made the top wick. And you've got the 30-minute at this point at 0.98, which is here right now, exceeding the low of the previous, okay? So now it's looking pretty good to continue. So what should I wait for now? Well, you can either enter on the close, which I don't really do. I normally like waiting for a top wick and then the drive down. And that's what I did. So that's what we did as a group. So let's take a look over here. It might skip too quick over here, but I'm going to try and catch it. We'll see. Okay, so here. Now what price has done is it made the top wick, which is about 10 pips. And now it's flipped and exceeded the low. So now taking a look on the 30, this is looking good to drive down to the next zone, isn't it? So what you got to do over here is now you can take the trade either on the flip or the low. For me, I'd probably get in the flip because it's 10 pips on the high, pretty good, reasonable stop. And now you've got the drive down, you've got the higher timers with you, and you've got the closure below. Okay, just after this hourly. So this is a 9:30, 9:15 area. Now price comes below over here, flips, and we start pushing pretty hard, I think. So let's just do these next candles. I know the 30 in the hourly's already done it, but just show you. So now into some good profit. So for me, TP1 for people worried about like where to take profits, TP1 would be like potentially 10 pips, but I'd also say if you wanted to hold on a bit longer, 20 pips. I think 20 pips would be reasonable there. Pretty nice. I know a lot of people also entered here on the 16 of the this top wick and then flipping again with stop loss above. All reasonable, all nice, clear zones. So take a look at some more candles over here. Beautiful. And then we smash TP. So for people who took this trade, this was the first take profit, and then this was the second. Really nice trade. But can you see over here, just for waiting for the hourly to close, can save you having a lot of drawdown, and also the stop. So over here, if people had these stops, yes, it still worked out, but your stop would have been 20 pips, whereas mine was 10, and I got the same drive as you, and I got in pretty much the same area as you. Just had to wait for that hourly closure. If you take a look at the hourly now, it looks beautiful, but you had to wait for this hourly closure to then make a top wick and then get the drive down again. So this is what you've got to do. If you are coming towards an hourly an hourly closure, wait for the hourly unless it's not a really reasonable trade idea. So, this exceeded the low straight away. People were trying to get in. I was like, why don't you just wait for the 30-minute to close and the hourly to close, make the top wicks, and then close below, and then you've got a such cleaner trade. Don't try and think about getting too early or thinking that you're going to miss the move with all that FOMO stuff. You're not going to catch every single move. But I bet you now your profitability is going to be a lot higher if you just wait out the hourly, if you're at 8:45, 8:50 time. Because when one of my students over here got in at this time, and there was only like 5 minutes left for the hourly to close in this area, I was like, why don't you just wait for the hourly to close and then you can get a nicer trade? And that's exactly what happened. But there is going to be one time in the month, in a certain time where this candle over here will just launch, okay? And that's fine. You can't take them trades because the hourly hasn't closed, the 30-minute hasn't closed, but the probability that it does this straight away compared to making the top wick of the hourly is a lot slimmer and a lot lower than a one where you just wait for the hourly to make the top wick, get the rejection again, wait for the top wick, and then the drive down. So much cleaner, so much easier. So yeah, always think about that. If you're thinking, oh, I'm going to miss a trade, yeah, you can miss trades. That's not the be all and end all. The one thing is you got to wait for hourly closures, and that is how you're going to really stay away from fake outs and top wicks as well. So I hope that makes sense. A little breakdown on GJ on Friday, but it was a beautiful trade. Finally, price action getting better again. But yeah, as I said, if the hourlies and the 30 minutes are a bit cautious near support levels, just wait for them to close, and then you can get a much cleaner trade later on. So thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.